glad to be back after a vacation. I mean, you probably guessed that because I haven't uploaded for a week, but we are back and with a new topic, a new course, if you will, on histology. And we'll begin this course with simple epithelium. First and foremost, we need to figure out what is that simple epithelium or epithelium simplex. So basically, epithelium is just a word that is used for talking about cells that cover or line membranes of the body. So it can be organs, it can be ducts, it can be veins, basically anything like respiratory tract or intestines. And the simple epithelium is actually one of two of superficial epithelium. So we have two types of the superficial epithelium, and one of them is the simple one. And that simple epithelium is divided into four different types that are based on shape and that purpose of the cell. So we today will talk about all four types, which you will get to know right away. But the main features, how you can actually pick out these cells and know what you're talking about, is that while these cells are different in shapes, they are always aligned in one single layer. That means that all of these cells, which you can see right here or right here, all hit the base. That means that the bottom of the cell is always reaching the base. And how already said, while they cover membranes, they line different cavities, organs, even veins, arteries, but they do not line the active part of the glands. This is another type of epithelium, the one special for glands, but simple epithelium does not line the active part of the gland where the secretion comes from. And how I already said, all cells reach the base layer. That's the main feature of simple epithelium. The bottom of the cell reaches the base of the membrane or anything else that it's covering. We'll talk about the types of that simple epithelium. So how I already mentioned, simple epithelium is type of superficial epithelium, just as stratified epithelium, which has more than one line of defense or line of cells, while simple epithelium has only one line. So you have the squamous epithelium, cuboidal, columnar, and pseudostratified. Foremost, we'll discuss the squamous epithelium or epithelium simplex squamosum. So these cells are very flat, which means that width is larger than height. You can think of it as a rigid pancake. That first pancake that doesn't turn out very great, but regardless, it's flat. And the sides, how I already said, are rigid or uneven. You can tell that these cells aren't very, very imperfect in shape. I mean, almost everything in our and animals' bodies are a little bit uneven, but these cells are especially uneven. But that's how they fill spaces. That's how they can get inside those little crevices like blood vessels or lymph vessels. And these cells have 1 up to 3 nucleuses, which are located almost in the center of the cell, as you can see. Here and here, the nucleus is almost in the center. And the nucleus can be round or a little oval in shape. Now, this epithelium can be found in the internal lining of the blood and lymph vessels, as I already mentioned. Because this epithelium is so flat, that means it doesn't close up those lymph vessels or blood vessels, and osmosis can still happen and the diffusion of, let's say, oxygen or carbon dioxide can still happen because there's enough space for blood or lymph to go through and this epithelium to still work and do its purpose and what it is made for. And inside those blood or lymph vessels, this epithelium is called endothelium, which means on the inside, basically. Also, you can find it in alveoli of the pulmonary tract, also in the loop of Henle, which is inside kidneys, and also just basically inside kidneys. Next, we have the cuboidal epithelium, epithelium simplex cuboidum. And these are, let's say, these are my favorite basically because they are so even in size, which means that width, length, and height are more or less the same because it's cube formed. And the nucleus is round for the most part and is always in the center, and it's only one nucleus. So you can see here only one, and it takes up a lot of the space because all the dimensions are more or less the same. So that's why it is in the center and it takes up a lot of the space of the cell. This epithelium can be found in ducts of many glands, also in kidney tubules, ovary, and mammary glands. But how I said before, it's mostly in the ducts and not in that like working part of the gland because we have a special epithelium for that. Next, we have the columnar epithelium, which is similar to the cuboidum one, but it is much higher. It has grown. So in Latin, it's epithelium simplex columnare, and how I already said, the height is much larger than width, and the nucleus is closer to the base. So because it's higher, and the base of the cell is right here, so the nucleus tends to stay lower. And these cells are often specialized, performing a particular function, so depending on which part of the body it is in, that actor, that function will be different. And it can be found in small and large intestines, also uterus, ovarian ducts, gallbladder, and gland ducts. So basically, a lot of places where you can find these things. And last but certainly not the least, we have the pseudostratified epithelium. So this is a very confusing one, I'm not gonna lie, because not only does this epithelium consist of 4 different types of cells, so superficial, internal, base, and cup-like cells, but it looks like it's made of many layers. But besides looking like it's made of many layers, all of the cells that are in this epithelium reach the base of the membrane, and the bottom of the cell is always connected to the base. So that's why it's not layered, it's just one single layer of epithelium. And this specific epithelium can be found in the respiratory tract. Okay, so now we'll have a little quiz for you to test your knowledge, if you will. It's very quick, very simple, just 4 pictures, and I hope you do well. So write down your answers, and the answers will be at the end of the video. So, which type of epithelium is this? If you remember, you can write down the full name, you can write down even the Latin name, but just one word is enough. So, what is this? All the way around. have this lovely epithelium, which is right here. For bonus information on this specific epithelium, comment down below your answer and I will give a little more extra information about this epithelium. Here we have another beautiful picture of a simple epithelium all the way here and here and here. And last one. What is this epithelium? I hope you wrote down your answers. I'm gonna give 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's check those answers. So, you can also write down the answer for this background if you want. So first was the columnar epithelium. Then we have pseudostratified, which again is with a little star right here. If you want to know more about this specific endothelium, please comment down below. Then we have the cuboidal and the squamous. And do you have the answer what this epithelium is? Do you? So it's also the squamous epithelium. It's beautiful. Very good for covering spaces. Not as efficient as like a bee hive would be, you know, with those 6 sides, but still efficient in covering the space it needs to cover. So that's all for today. This is the literature and our sources. I hope you enjoyed the video and comment down below if you want anything like this in the future. Bye! Happy learning!